What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. We're cooking with Chef Willyum. Yes, I upgraded the apron. Super pumped about that. Today we're making low-calorie, high-protein cloud cookies, as named by my wife, Marky. Being that this channel is focused on jiu-jitsu and fitness, it's only fitting to show you some of the easy recipes I use to fuel my training. Just the other day, I was reminiscing about high school wrestling season and how difficult it was to cut weight during the holiday season. Wrestling in America is always during the winter, specifically through Christmas break, and my mom would make fudge, cakes, cookies, you name it, and I couldn't have any of it. Well, had I had this recipe back then, I could have enjoyed myself a little bit more, and that's what I'm hoping to do for you. So without further gum bumping, let's jump into the recipe. This is gonna be really easy to make. It's 4 ingredients, which includes water. Ingredient number 1, your protein powder. I'm using Vedge Nutrition protein powder. The vanilla is my favorite. As always, code IRONWILL saves you some money on everything on their website, so be sure to check that out. Ingredient number 2, all-purpose flour. Nothing special, just your regular standard flour. Ingredient number 3, baking powder. Again, very easy, guys. It's simple stuff. And then your 4th ingredient will obviously be the water. Next up, the utensils. What do you need? You're gonna need a mixing bowl, and all I'm using to mix the powders together is gonna be a fork. I don't know if there's actually a better option than this. I'm not any kind of an expert in the kitchen, which should tell you that if I can do this, you can do this. So, fork and a bowl. Next, you're gonna need some measuring cups. I'm using half cup, quarter cup, 1 teaspoon. And I'll show you exactly what we're doing with these here in a second. And last but not least, besides the oven, is your cooking pan. Now, I use a little bit of tin foil on this side because who wants to clean? You can actually reuse these a bunch of times, which is nice. You don't have to use it once and throw it out and then reapply. You can just use these over and over again. I like simple. Okay, once we have all of our ingredients and all of our tools, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While your oven's preheating, you're gonna take your bowl and your half cup and your quarter cup, and you're gonna go ahead and put 3/4 cup of flour into this bowl. And we're doing this real time, baby. This is gonna be nice and easy. You're gonna see exactly how I make this as I make it. So, half cup of flour right here in the bowl, and then your quarter cup of flour in the bowl. Half cup plus a quarter cup equals 3/4 cup. Next step, you're gonna take 1 teaspoon of your baking soda and throw it in the mixing bowl. Maybe don't literally throw it, you know what I mean? I'm all about making a mess, but that's overkill. 1 teaspoon. Next up, you're gonna take your favorite protein powder and throw in 2 scoops. I'm using Vedge because it's the best. I said it's the very best, so go ahead and buy some. It's the best. Why wouldn't you go buy it? Nothing better than a fresh bag of protein. Ooh, that smells like heaven. I'm using vanilla ice cream flavor, which I think pairs really well with the idea of a cloud cookie. It just goes. Take 1 scoop, 2 scoops. Now you got a bowl of powder. And before we put our water into this mixture, I like to stir this up so that it's all evenly mixed. I literally have no idea if this makes a difference. I've seen my wife do this before, so I know it has to be smart. The trick with adding water is you don't want this to get too wet. This isn't going to be like a waffle mix that you can pour into a waffle iron. This is going to be more dry and palpable. So I'm going to start off by adding 1 cup of water, and if we need to add more, we will. Half cup, half cup. Half plus half equals 1. We can go ahead and start stirring this up. We still have a lot of loose powder in here, so we're gonna add 1 more half cup and see how that does. 1.5 cups of water. I think this is gonna do it. All right, I have obtained the desired consistency. Let me show you. Now that we've reached the desired consistency, it's time to roll these up into little balls and put them in our cooking pan. While you can do this by hand, I found that it is a little bit difficult because these can be a bit sticky. So I find that it's pretty easy just to take my fork, scoop out a glob, a gloop, a gloopy. I don't, however you want to name this, whatever unit of measure this is, and you can put this on the pan just like this. I'm not a big advocate of making these look perfect. I'm going to eat them. I don't really care how they look. We're trying to keep this nice and easy, all right? If your meal prep or your food design is complicated in any way, shape, or form, you're missing the point. This is supposed to be easy meals that don't take up a lot of time. That's what I like to do. I like to keep it easy and simple, and that's what I want to show to you. I'll put the calories and macros of this entire batch up here, but just keep in mind that the calories and macros of each individual cookie will change depending on how many you make. I can make 8 cookies with this, or I can make 10 smaller cookies with this. So if you're being really particular and specific with your numbers, you want to pay attention to how many you make and divide that by the total of each number, and that'll tell you the exact macros and calories of each cookie. So let's get these globs going. Scooping is completed and we have 10 cookies for this batch. Our next step is to put these in the oven that was preheated to 350 degrees. It's ready to go. So without further ado, we're gonna put these in for 11 minutes, let them do their thing, and we're gonna pull out these amazing protein-filled cloud cookies. Let's check it out. And now we wait. All right, that'll do it. We're all done. This is it. And as you can see, it almost looks like a little cloud.
Wow, you're so dominant.
And when I break them apart, you can really see the texture on the inside is perfection.
Wow.
What I like to do is keep them in a little Tupperware container, and I can either eat these throughout the day or I can just eat this as a meal. And if you really want to send these over the top without adding in a lot of extra calories, you can use some of this Carrie's sugar-free syrup, only 5 calories and 2 tablespoons. If you're not into sugar-free products, I respect it, no big deal, you don't have to use it. I, on the other hand, love this stuff, so I will definitely indulge. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And for the final step, a taste test. So good. Now, if you make your first batch and they feel a little soft to you, you can leave them in the oven for another couple minutes. It's really your preference. Now, they are titled cloud cookies, so I like them a little bit softer, but if you like them a little bit more crisp, leave them in a little longer. If you like them soft, leave them in for about 11 minutes. It's on you and your preference. And that'll do it for today's episode of Cooking with Chef William. I hope you guys got something out of this. I have more food content coming. Obviously, being an athlete, we need to fuel ourselves properly, but I also like to have fun with my food. So expect to see more recipes just like this and plenty that are different. And until next time, eat plants, train hard, and feel good. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, give me some of that.